This Friday on Uplug.
I think today will be personal.
This sounds deep. Go into
yeah,
it.
yeah,
What's happening?
Relationships would be messy if we all just have to deal with each other based on who we are.
In a relationship, do I become myself or do I unbecome myself?
You will see that because I come with a clean background, you come with a messy background.
You don't see them as your partner,
Yeah.
but you see them as an opponent.
Yes, but I'm still working on that.
Even when you
What-
feel like you're not.
No, it's not about
offended.
what you feel.
Hey, that's a lot.
We have to decide whether we forgive or we part ways. When you are called out every time, but this and this and this, but this and this. Guys, you can't have answers for everything. Just let go. just leave, just say sorry and move on. Hi friends and family, welcome to Uplug. Welcome to the plug that keeps you plugged in. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for engaging our content. Thank you very much for rallying around us every time and for engaging our content for those who continue to do so. We really do appreciate that.
Sure.
And if you happen to pass by and you do not know who this guy is, Nagi Opa Ramalegana. Kimnar nom sudo kata fasa. Washa droga tagas. Gingi kitana kama zulu kamlo mna tuturusa. Gigoble. Weru tabaturu moru mutul komani tsane. Buda kobu. Utware mutu. And I'm always excited to be here, and I'm with my friend here.
Hi, friends and family. Thank you for joining us once again. We're waiting to hear from you guys. Do you like our new space? What do you think about the set?
Yeah.
The nice part about it is that we don't easily get distracted, and the winds and the changing of lighting and all of that. This now feels like home.
Yeah, sure. And it will be home for a while.
Yeah, but anyway, I am Mac. I'm the head and not the tail. I'm above and not beneath. I'm a child of the Most High God, blessed and highly favored, a chosen generation, a royal priesthood, a nation belonging to God, to declare the praises of Him who has called me out of darkness into the wonderful and beautiful world of relationships.
Yes, I got it today. Yeah, and I mean, if you are here for the first time, just know that we do try our level best not to cut out things. If we do mistakes while the camera is rolling, we just continue. We don't because these are conversations that we usually would have outside this space, and we want to have them with everyone else. So this is home. When you talk normally, you don't cut and say delete what I no. We just
if it's gone, it's gone.
When it's gone, it's gone. We just correct ourselves and continue to move on. And sometimes we get distracted by people, and we just greet them and continue to do what we are doing because that's how life happens.
Yeah.
And today, I think today will be personal, and I think will be personal and maybe even emotionally taxing. And maybe will call for introspection. But that's what we're here for, to build relationships, to lay strong foundations for successful relationships, which will hopefully lead to successful engagements and marriage and then family and then society at large. So today is not so, I don't think it will be very comfortable, especially when things calls you to to change your ways of doing things. It's not always nice, Meg.
This sounds deep. Go into it. What's happening?
No. I mean, I'm just saying, today's conversation will really call for a serious attention, but also introspection as well. We want to talk about breaking unhealthy relationship patterns. Breaking unhealthy relationship patterns, be it on a dating space or engaged state or space or marriage. But there are those patterns that needs to be corrected in order for this relationship to flourish, regardless of where the relationship find itself. So we want to invite you to partake in that. It's uncomfortable, but it's good for growth. Yeah.
And as always, I think we would also appreciate your engagement in this, in maybe sharing your personal journey or letting us know about your partner who has unhealthy patterns that
Yeah.
if you want us, like we say, that to address it in the next episode, speak to it direct as if it's...
Like on a lighter note, I was listening to 702.
Yeah.
Now, this lady is speaking about her partner.
Uh-huh.
This partner's patterns, unhealthy patterns, you know what he does?
Uh-huh.
Every time when she serves him food, he asks for mayonnaise.
Okay.
Every time.
Yeah.
You don't get to taste this food. She works very hard to bringing this taste together, putting the spice and all of those things together. But this person, every time before they eat,
Mayonnaise.
they ask for mayonnaise. And it's even if the mayonnaise is there, this person gets angry. You saw that the mayonnaise was finishing. Why didn't you buy? You know. But
Yeah.
but she was comfortable in sharing it with 702, and I wonder if she shared it with this person. Yeah, but you know, you have
Yeah.
stuff like that you know. A person is, and yeah, maybe as we go into that, what are some of those patterns for you? If we discuss unhealthy
Sure.
patterns that needs to be broken.
Yeah, I think they will mainly, or not, maybe I'll loosely say mainly stem from the fact that this is who I am. And I think of the scenario that you just gave now. This person may be like, but this is how I grew up.
Yeah,
this is what I'm used to. This is who I am. And you're
Yeah.
expecting me to change that. And there's always this conflict between, in a relationship, do I become myself or do I unbecome myself
for the sake
for the sake of the other person?
yeah,
So, yeah.
and that's a big one. Eh?
Yeah.
This is who I am.
Yeah.
I think that falls under so many categories, or maybe it's an umbrella to all the other patterns.
Sure.
Because a person will always say, "Well, this is who I am." But I guess then we have to sit down with that and kind of decide whether we want to build the relationship or perpetuate this, or just want to grow in who we are in that
Sure.
relationship. Because the tricky part about the relationship is we all show up with who we are in a relationship.
Yeah.
So we have to decide whether who we are helps to build this relationship, or we have to develop new patterns to sustain this relationship.
And I mean, in retrospect, you know, the funny thing is that we don't always come into a relationship with who we are. Some
Yeah.
things we suppress because we know that if they come out, we will not
Exactly,
make
we're
it into
selective.
Yeah, we're selective.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I think for the sake of the relationship,
Yeah, sure.
just as for the sake of getting this person, there are things that we unbecome so
Yeah.
that we can get this person.
Yeah, sure.
For the sake of sustaining the relationship, we need to still have that the thing that makes us unbecome in
Yeah,
order
sure.
to keep the relationship going. And
Yeah.
I think if you value the relationship enough, though it may not be as easy or as straightforward,
Yeah,
but
sure.
there
No,
are
it's
things that you
not.
should be,
Yeah, it's not.
there are things that you should be willing to
Yeah.
let go of for the sake of a healthy relationship.
Yeah, sure.
So I think maybe are there things that you can think about, Oops, that
I think this one is big. I think maybe if we even get time to unpack, this is who I am, because most people would say this is just who I am. Why do, and
you found me like this.
You found me like this. This is who I am, and you found me like this. And also, while you are still dealing with who I am. I mean, you have mentioned something very important to say. Do I change myself for the sake of this relationship? Because we come with so much convictions on what we think it makes us who we are, on the things that we think, because we have constructed this identity around whatever, be it life experience or how we were brought up, and we show up with that in a relationship and say, this is who I am. Relationships would be messy if we all just have to deal with each other based on who we are. relationships will be messy. I'm telling you. If we all show up on the basis of who we are, relationships will really be messy. So I think for the sake, we have to notice those things that would not kill if we put aside or if we let go for the sake of this relationship, because we all have to do that for the sake of this relationship. We all have to develop new patterns. Otherwise, it's going to be hectic. I'm telling you. Yeah. I mean, also in response to the question that you have just asked, is there some other patterns? Because we will treat that as an umbrella. This is just who I am. But also the need.
Wait,
Yeah,
before we go to the next one.
Yes, but
who were you in your relationship that had to I'm saying in your relationship, be in the dating space or perhaps that you had to be called out on and you felt like this is who I am?
Look, I'm a strong-willed person.
Okay.
If I am convinced about something, it's not easy to unconvince me.
Okay.
If I am convinced, and I wouldn't like to say stubborn, but I would say my wife says I'm stubborn.
Okay.
And I'm okay. I'm working with that, even though I'm sensitive about the word stubborn itself, but I understand the meaning of that. So now, if I'm convinced about something, I generally I wouldn't care who would think what. I will always want to have my way.
Even with your spouse?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm inclined towards having my way all the times.
Okay.
So if I don't pay attention to that aspect of me and understanding that not everything is about you and getting your way, your way across, it would cause more harm in a relationship. I mean, earlier on in our relationship, it has caused harm. By harm, not in a sense of leading to divorce, but also in a sense that we're not in a good terms with each other because I'm just so convinced that this is the way, and it must be this way. And every time I'm inclined towards perpetuating my own agenda and my own point of view. So,
and in that case, it means in some things that you're going alone and not with your wife.
Yes.
So,
if it means I have to do that,
yeah.
I will set it aside and say we'll catch up in front. Sometimes it does work, sometimes it doesn't work.
Okay.
And most of the times it 50-50. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work. But when it didn't work, then it becomes a challenge because I'm fixed in my ways. It becomes a challenge to come back and say, I'm sorry, I was wrong. This is not it. You were actually right.
Sure.
We should have done it this way.
Sure.
Kind of. So it becomes prideful when you are too fixed in your own way that even when things are not working, you want to make sure that it's working. Even when you say this is causing more harm than good, but just because you want to have your way across, or you are a man or you are a woman and this is what the man does or this is what the woman does, I think for me it's that stubbornness that I constantly have to deal with. I've not mastered it yet, but at least I'm aware of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, just as you speak now, I'm realizing, because we talked about either becoming more of yourself or becoming less of yourself in a relationship.
Yeah, sure.
And I'm thinking of another aspect now that you're saying that now pulling the other person into who you are. Yeah.
They must
Recruiting
comply.
them,
You are recruiting. They must comply.
Yeah.
And sometimes you go into a relationship with so much sense of arrogance that you every time want to pull someone into your space, they must comply with how you are doing things. Otherwise, they are not the one.
Yeah.
So that's toxic.
Yeah. And also pulling the one to be the one who puts mayonnaise too now.
Yes.
That
you must. This is how we must do it.
Yeah.
We must have mayonnaise every time when we eat.
It's tricky.
Yeah. So
Okay.
and you have to be aware of that. You have to be aware of your own arrogance. You have to learn to call yourself out before someone does that. You have to pay attention to that. I think that's where I was also going with that. There's so much arrogance. Sometimes also being Christians comes with a lot of arrogance as well, especially if we are convinced that we have walked faithfully with God and we are whether we are virgins or not, or those things, we have been upright with the Lord and this other person have not been. We show up with so much arrogance that this person has to comply to my world, to my space, in order for this thing to work. And you have to see that when it's at play.
Hey, that's a lot.
Yeah, it is, and I think we were not planning to go that side, but it is what it is. The arrogance is real. You will see it in so many interactions and conversations between couples. You will see that because I come with a clean background, you come with a messy background. Already you are on a disadvantage. When you come to me, you have to comply. Things must be, I'm the standard of the health of this relationship. So, yeah, I mean, that's that.
And obviously, because you come with a messy background, you have to...
You have to humble yourself.
Humble yourself. So you can be redeemed.
Yes. You have to humble yourself.
And it doesn't ever end.
No, it never ends.
It always stays with you.
We walk with our track records.
Yeah.
You have this track records. I have this one. I walk with mine every time.
Sure.
Mine justifies why I'm doing what I'm doing, and yours justify why you should not be doing what you are doing. And so that becomes messy when we show up like that.
And I think these are the things that dating should be able to uncover.
Yes.
To see where you guys are at and how the other person is treating you based on where you're from or who you are.
Yeah, sure.
Because more often than not, that will be it will be exaggerated in the marriage space.
Yeah, sure.
It doesn't just go away, but it will even be more.
It's magnified. You see the hypocrisy even more.
Sure.
Yeah. So I think the second. I think we have said a lot. That's a lot. That's a lot. But I think also the just to add on that, sliding into the second pattern to the next pattern.
Right.
It's the need to always justify yourself and have answers for everything.
Okay.
You have those people who can never be wrong. Who wants to, I mean, and I'm saying this because I know, because I was that person.
Okay.
And I think